Welcome back. We are joined now by Alex Castellanos, who works as a creative leader for the pro-Trump super PAC, Rebuilding America Now PAC, and Democratic strategist Steve McMahon. They both work with Purple Strategies and both join us from our D.C. bureau. Let me start with you, Alex, on today's special Dr. Kildare edition of With All Due Respect. Mark and I earlier said, okay, Hillary has put a baseline down, as she released a bunch of very factual, very specific test results. Does Donald Trump have to match that point for point? And if he does not, does this have any effect on his campaign?
No, he doesn't, and no, it does not. No one cares. What you said earlier, Donnie's exactly right. Donald Trump gets to skate above all of this. But frankly, that's what makes sense. It's not an issue in this election, his health. Hillary Clinton is the one who fainted going into a truck, and they poured her in that van like she was a sack of oatmeal or something. So I think she's the one who has issues. We all know how tough a job this is. You have the weight of the world on your shoulders. I think it's a legitimate thing once questions like that have been raised to answer. I think she should just explain that she fainted because she saw Donald Trump was up 5 points in Ohio.
So, Alex, you actually think it's fine that a candidate has been propelling health issues as far as Hillary, challenges her, she comes up with the answers, and he does not have to respond. So you're subscribing to he does play at a different level.
I'm not saying it's fine. The question was, are voters going to make their decisions based on this? No, they see Donald Trump as a healthy candidate. They see Hillary Clinton as some issues. It's a bigger issue for her. She also has honesty issues, as Rutenberg mentioned. People don't know whether to believe what she's saying about her health. So I think it's a much bigger issue for her. And if Trump doesn't want to go there, I don't think it'll hurt him.
Steve, how much are Democrats shaken up by Hillary Clinton's problem over the weekend with her pneumonia and that video?
Well, I mean, I think the video shook some people up, but I don't think anybody who's seen Hillary Clinton campaigning for the last several years or in the last couple of days just being out on the street has any concerns about her health. And any concerns people might have had, I think were more than addressed today with a fairly robust disclosure of health records that didn't just say she's the most spectacularly healthy woman ever to run for president or the healthiest person ever to enter the Oval Office. They were actually real reports by real doctors with real tests, real information, and that's what Donald Trump should be doing himself, is releasing similar kinds of reports.
There's a lot of stuff discussed on this program and in other programs that people in politics will say to journalists, that doesn't matter, real voters don't care about that. I get that, and I think that's often right. So let me ask Steve first, then Alex. Besides the debates, what matters?
Besides the debates, what matters?
Yeah.
I'd say the way they begin to close the campaign and whether or not they are offering people a positive aspirational vision for the country as opposed to just trying to tear down their opponent.
You really think, I'm not being cynical, I'm just being a little skeptical here. You really think offering a positive vision is what matters? I hope you're right.
Here's what I think, Mark. Here's what I think.
You do or you don't, Alex?
I don't think you can drive either of these candidates' favorables or unfavorables any higher. They are what they are, and they now at some point have to turn to the future and offering a vision for the future and connecting to the future in a way that Americans are going to respond to. The undecided voters are undecided for a reason, and I believe that's what it is.
I hate to agree with my partner, but as I often do, I think he's right on this. We just ran an interesting test in Youngstown, Ohio. We ran 800 points of a positive, the dreaded positive commercial. We finally made one about Donald Trump, but it's not so much about him as about the country.
Paid for by the super PAC he worked for that's supporting Trump.
The super PAC, yeah, supporting Trump. And guess what? Voters are hungry for that kind of message. They do want somebody who's going to tell them how we're going to make America great again. What's in this election for them? And I think Trump has a much better message on that. We're going to bring jobs back, economic growth, open up our economy, those kind of things. He's a business guy with credibility. What we found when we ran that commercial in Youngstown, we went from +2 Trump up 2 points, to Trump up 18 points. So the dreaded positive commercial may actually be what decides this race.
Hey, Steve, we were going to do a segment today on bedwetting, which party wets their bed more when things start to go bad. Clearly, one could see the Ohio poll as a bedwetting moment for the Democrats. What do you think is going on around the country now with operatives, with strategists, with the campaign based on that?
I actually don't think it is. Here's why. There are 12 battleground states that Donald Trump basically needs to win all of, and there's been one poll in one of those states that shows Hillary Clinton ahead. Alex's super PAC did a nice ad in Youngstown.
You mean that shows Trump ahead?
I'm sorry, that shows Trump ahead. Alex's super PAC did a nice ad in Youngstown, Ohio for a candidate, and it had a nice impact, but that's ultimately not a national campaign. That's a one market, one spot shot. And I think when Hillary Clinton begins to do the same thing, which I hope she begins to do soon, you're going to see the same kind of a result. Donald Trump has to run the table. Hillary Clinton does not. There's no bedwetting on our side.
When you look at the real numbers in these states, though, you know, we've seen numbers with Trump up in North Carolina. He's up in Ohio, Pennsylvania, tight. We have numbers that say that. So, yeah, I wonder if this race is not already over, and maybe Trump has won this thing. You know, both these candidates have huge negatives, more negatives about each of them. You're trying to burn down the same house twice. I'm not sure it'll change anything, but there's an element of underneath all that, a desire for change.
Alex, have you raised any?
That may be what determines this.
Have you convinced any donors to write big checks on your Youngstown experiment to try to run tens of millions of dollars of positive ads in battleground states?
We're up statewide in Pennsylvania tomorrow, starting tomorrow in every market except Philadelphia, with our positive 60-second spot.
Guys, where each one of you has 20 seconds, you're whispering in the ear of your candidate as they're walking on stage to the debate 10 days from now. Steve, start with you. What's your 20-second message to Hillary Clinton?
I'd say be yourself, look like you're having fun, smile, don't raise your voice, don't let him throw you off stride, go in and do what you need to do, stay on message, and you're going to win this debate and win this presidency.
Alex, not that he's going to listen to you, but what are you going to say to him?
I'm going to say, tell us how you're going to make America great again, and that there's something better for us all over the horizon, that we don't have to settle for the way things are now.
Okay.
And with the extra time, I'd tell Hillary Clinton to just bash him in the face. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
That is the main event, and we will be. I think we should put a countdown clock on now. Okay.